Okay, so just spoke to this person that came up onto my drive, and it's funny because they have like a baby prop. They had a little baby prop. And so who knows really who these people are? Walking around with the baby, checking out San Diego Gas and Electric's meter, taking notes, making phone calls. Let's see, she's trying to get a location, it looks like. Let's see what's going on here. Anyhow. I have no idea really what she's saying. I can just imagine. But, so they have people that are working with San Diego Gas and Electric, trying to get you to go solar, but you're still on the grid, and they call it, what do you say, upgrade? You're going to be upgraded, guys. They're going to upgrade you, and they use the babies as the props. So, I'm just curious as to what that was really all about. They're walking along. They didn't offer any card or any information. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Just don't trust anyone. Right, Matlock? And he asked for my name, and he asked for my address. And what I find interesting, it's kind of like, why is it important to have someone's name? You know, a contact. Right, Maddie? Matlock, get out of the way. I'm doing surveillance. Anyhow, I just think it's funny because this could be totally legit. She's just hanging out with maybe her husband. But the baby prop, it really does make people lower their guard. You think, oh, family person, you know. So you lower your guard and kind of give information that you normally wouldn't. We'll see. Anyhow, San Diego Gas and Electric, same plane that was flying around the water reservoirs, and the water starts tasting really weird. I don't know why she's on. Well, she's probably just seeking shade, so we'll give her a break. Should check to see if that's a real baby in there. All right, for now. As my next door neighbors fly the flag half-mast for a genociding Zionist-run country, killing their own people. Democide, genocide.
I think about 20. They updated your net meter.
When you keep saying net meter, do you mean the smart meter that they put in?
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
Yeah. So they upgraded it, and now they're tracking everything. What time of the day you use your electricity, on peak, off peak.
Yeah, and you don't find or see any kind of problem with that, you know?
Oh, I do.
But you're working for them.
No, I'm working with them. I'm not working.
Yeah. Well, with them and for them is kind of one and the same, isn't it? Come on.
No, I mean, I guess so, but I'm saying we're just here to get you off the grid, basically. Because SDG&E is going to continue to raise their prices.
Yeah, but but when you say get us off the grid, are you all getting rid of the smart meters? Or no?
No. No, so yeah.
Yeah, because I know, because they're kind of doing the parallel kind of thing. But you got, I think we need to kind of watch what they're doing.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
I mean, but you're working with them.
Yeah, so we're I wouldn't say we're working technically like with them. They do have to come out and like do all that extra stuff, but we're actually kind of like competitors almost.
Do you want to know that when I got rid of my smart meter under a lot of like stress from them, like they didn't want me to get rid of it.
Oh, I bet.
And my very next bill was over $1,260. They billed me $3,200. They billed $900 for 1 month, and I have all my outdoors solar, like not attached to the grid.
How'd that work?
Yeah, tell me about it. It's called retaliation.
Jeez.
And so that's why I'm not really into the San Diego Gas and Electric. And I mean, either way you put it, I think if you guys are working with or for each other, or I mean, you guys are trying to steer people off the grid, but into what really? Are we going from the frying pan to the fire, or what?
Actually, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to see which ones are eligible for our program. Basically, I know you're already using.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't have the meter. I think I'm probably the only person in this neighborhood that was smart enough to get off the smart. I mean, it's a tracking, tracing, targeting system.
Yeah, and that's why people are getting like charged double.
Yeah, the regulatory system. The woman, Rebecca Bacon, who I spoke to, she said, oh, this is within your historical usage. And I'm like, show me one bill that's over $400. It wasn't. They lied.
Yeah.
So anyhow, that's, the people in Paradise, they got targeted. All the smart meters were the things that got hit. Like, that's how they connected.
Yeah. Yeah,
anyhow,
so the way it works is that, you do keep your meter. They did upgrade the meters.
Upgrade, what's that mean?
Yeah,
what do they mean by that?
Upgrade, yeah. They did update. Right.
But what does that mean? Like,
so basically, now they could track when you're using it and everything. So I was just saying which ones are eligible. Basically, if you use a certain amount of power between certain times of the day,
you're gonna get penalized.
Yeah, I know, but with our program, actually, depends on how much power you use. You could be eligible, and actually, we pay for your solar panels. But obviously, it has to connect to the grid. I mean, it has to connect.
See, that's not getting off the grid. Getting off the grid is where you have your own system and you're not reliant on someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
Because just like Israel just turned off all Gaza's power and stuff after they bombed the crap out of them. They don't, another country, another entity shouldn't have control over someone else's power. And,
exactly.
But they're doing that.
I agree.
Anyhow, good luck. I hope, if anything, maybe, I don't know. It's always really interesting because there's a lot of deception going on. So when people come around and like, oh, we're here to help.
Yeah.
That should be a huge red flag.
Oh,
I'm not saying you are, but.
Yeah, I get you. See, like, most people aren't like you. They're going to not take off their
Yeah, it was a big fight.
Yeah,
and the second it became a big fight, it made me even more adamant about what's really going on.
Yeah. So the thing is, so most people aren't going to do that and go to that level, but obviously nobody likes paying more for their electricity bill.
That's called survival. I mean, if people aren't waking up now, I just hope you're on the right side.
I believe I am. I'm just trying to help people save on their electricity bill. Eventually, it'll pay off, and they won't have electricity bill because SDG&E, no one's in charge of their own electricity bill unless they have a renewable source they get from their own hand. So the only way is to be in charge is if you do it yourself.
But it still goes back to the system. That's the thing. So it's not really.
Yeah. So actually, nowadays, what people are doing is buying the battery. So that what happens is the solar power actually powers the batteries. The solar power. If you don't have a battery, it powers SDG&E. And you're given the SDG&E. Now, if you have solar and you have a battery, the only times the SDG&E takes your power is if your entire battery is filled.
Oh, okay. So once it starts spilling over, they'll take it. So it's not wasted.
You want to take care of yourself first and have that battery and fill that up.
Yeah, what a concept.
I know.
Take care of yourself first, and then you can help others.
Yeah.
We don't get that.
Yeah, I get it.
That's funny. Yeah. All right. Well.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, you too. I hope that I hope we're on the same team.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, that's a good question though. If someone doesn't have a meter, which I've never came across, if they're still like even like the solar, how would that work? That's a good question.
Well, I have solar, but it's my own solar.
How does that work?
I'm not relying, because I have my own battery and my own panels.
Oh wow!
And I'm not relying on anyone else.
Did you pay? How did you pay for it?
I bought it independently and put it together myself.
Oh wow! That's awesome.
It's not that difficult. People need to do it, just like they need to get off the Wi-Fi in their house.
Yeah.
Because you're being microwave basically.
Yeah.
So you just take an Ethernet and hook it up into your router, and then you're like on cable. You don't have this Wi-Fi stuff going through the air microwaving you.
Yeah.
So people need to do that more.
Yeah, I agree.
But you'll be the first to be targeted once you do that, maybe.
I know, I bet.
Yeah, well, good luck.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thanks, Anthony.
Good job on the solar, too.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Self-sustainable.
I know. Thanks.
I love the horses and everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we like the fur babies.
Yeah, my son loves it too. Have a good one.
Thank you. Okay, guys, so just to wrap that up a little bit, the company's name was Legacy, but it's spelled LGCY Power, Legacy Power. And so it says, Legacy Power is the industry leader in smart, affordable solar. So anything to me that's smart means that you're going to be feeding into their system still. And some of that documentation that I showed during the scrolling, this says, we conclude that as expected, these devices are vulnerable to these attacks. So, I mean, why would you want to hook up with any kind of a grid where you could be vulnerable? So when I looked a little closer, you look at their logo. This is Legacy's logo. It's, look at that. So to me, that looks right. When I see it, it looks like a butterfly and linked, like chain links together. And the symbolism behind the butterfly is pretty strong for MK Ultra. So basically, anytime you see those infinity loops, I think MK Ultra. And guess what else? I see those same types of loops with that symbol. When I look at the gematria for Legacy, it's this. 430 is the Jewish gematria, but then the 282 and 47 is English and simple gematria, and it's beast. And the gematria also that fits this perfectly, the numerology, is AL. I don't know how you say that, but in Hebrew, as in beer, as in Corona, it's AL is ram as food, ram as sacrifice, ram, it says skin dyed red for tabernacle. Remember I was showing you the tabernacle stuff when I was looking quickly at Maui, the tabernacle, because it has the burnt offerings. And it's also strong man, leader, chief, but that's Hebrew. I also look at the anagrams for smart, and that's Mart. Remember, like the mercantile, but Mart. And T-rams, so ram takes us back to that IL, or AL, I don't know how to say that, sorry. So rams is food, remember rams is sacrifice, rams for the tabernacle, like burnt offerings. And looking at gematria, the T, as in T-rams, for smart, the anagram for smart, but T-rams, the T is IT, information technology, Bible code, because I think they hide it a lot. K, it's like special K. Remember when we're looking at Israel, it's serial, like serial murders. It's also Black Mamba, and Kobe Bryant plays a little bit of a role in this because they were talking about a fringe group at that event 201 that kind of kicked off the whole COVID-y thing. The MQ just kind of reminds me of the word mark. Anyhow, and also AIs, as in the information technology, is just AIs, which I think we're going to be dealing with a lot, the AI technology. T is also caged. Here's their page, solar power in California, and there's your little butterfly MK Ultra symbol there. Solar providers. So looking at the word solar providers, the anagram is viral orders ops, because I do think that what everyone is considering a plandemic thingy, I think it has a lot to do with the EMFers and all them towers they're putting up. I'm so cynical, sorry you guys, but then when I look at this picture, okay, so pretty little flowers, right? So what I see, see the little black-eyed Susans there? And looking at the gematria for black-eyed Susans is died suddenly. It's both, they have both the same Jewish gematria. The simple gematria is pretty close too. And there's a couple things associated with black-eyed Susans. The I spy with my eagle eye on everything you do. That would kind of go with the smart meter thing, the whole grid tracking, tracing thing. And black eyes, when I was thinking of black eyes, because I'm also thinking of MK Ultra, you know, they're forced to eat pain. And you always see those Hollywood people quite a bit that always have a black eye. I mean, yeah, you silly conspiracy theorist, you, the Pope's got a black eye. Here are a couple other people who had black eyes. Emmanuel Macron, Prince Philip, along with all their excuses. John Kerry, Harry Reid, Pope Francis, all these people just happen to have a black eye. So anyhow, it's basically a symbol for the fact that they're in the Illuminati. But it's funny, on Legacy's page also, under final inspection and testing. So you see these guys, here's your Legacy guy. You got the camera in the background. You got the V on his neck thing. You've got the V, he's flashing with his fingers, V for viral. And then you see this guy in this kind of somewhat plaid shirt. I covered the plaid shirts, remember plaid? I showed in my video called A Few Thoughts. I showed all these plaid shirts that were shown during Trump's speech to was that North Hampshire, or was that? So that just stood out to me a little bit. But the plaid was 94 Don, as in Donald Trump, war and Hamas. And you see this little plaid shirt, and on the message on his shirt, basically says last call. And basically it says, in this moment, I'm reminded this is something my call, or I don't know, but I wanted to say this is my last call, but I don't know what the rest of this says in there. But it's to North Coast Church. And here they are. They're in Vista, California. And here's their logo. It's like a tornado if you're looking from the top down. And on October 28th, they say life or death, the book of John. But that can also look like a wave with the sun behind it. But from the top, it looks like it could be a tornado or hurricane. But the black eye in the Illuminati thing means forced to eat pain. So anyhow, I just think it's kind of a strange thing if you want to look into things. But also the anagram for solar providers, besides viral orders ops, is spores viral rod. And look at the picture I see that of spores. You know what that looks like to me is the little thing that we've been dealing with for the last 4 years. And spores are regarding asexual reproduction. So that's kind of weird because it seems like they want us all to have one sex, or genderless, sexless, I guess. But how weird too to make your name of your company without any vowels. So if you look at that, also you break that up. YL, L as in the beer, Corona, and L is trouble or afflict someone in mind or body. There's a whole lot more that goes with this, but I'm going to try to keep this short. So I wouldn't trust them. I wouldn't trust anything that is smart, tell you the truth, because it can get hacked. It's all part of the operating system. Don't do it. And also, as they push you or push us to solar, as they're dimming the sky, how does that make sense? Get your own power anyhow. If you're going to do solar, do your own. Be independent. Okay, guys, have a good night.